Warner Brothers is celebrating 100 years of movie magic, and they've decided to release movies on 4K UHD, like Cool Hand Luke. So let's get into it. His crime, nonconformity. His sentence, the chain gang. Paul Newman plays one of his best loved roles as the loner who can't bend to the arbitrary rules of his captivity. A fine cast, including George Kennedy in his Oscar-winning role. Strother Martin is the captain, who taunts Luke with the legendary line,
"What we've got here is failure to communicate."
With rich humor and vibrant storytelling, Cool Hand Luke succeeds resoundingly. Cool Hand Luke opens up on a small town where the heads of these parking meters are being cut off by our main character, Luke, who gets caught being wasted and robbing these parking meters. So he's sent to this prison where he becomes part of the chain gang. Has trouble fitting in right away with the people that run the prison and the fellow prisoners. He doesn't get along with any of them. He's very much on his own path. And so he earns trust. And the way he earns that trust is taking a beating in the ring. There's a boxing match early on where Luke is beat over and over by Dragline. And everybody's telling him to stay down, but Luke doesn't stay down. He says, "You have to kill me." The way that Luke has this persona of nobody's gonna get me down, nobody's gonna get me to go with them. I'm my own man. You know, he has this cool persona, which lives up to the name of Cool Hand Luke. Thus, he wins the prisoner's friendship, and they kind of bond over. Then Luke decides, I'm gonna escape. So he escapes for the first time, and then he's brought back, and he escapes again, and then he's brought back. So every time that he escapes, he's punished more. Solitary confinement, into the hot box, and several different brutal beatings, and digging more holes, and being buried in these prison guards and prison wardens, they try to break him. They never really do. Cool Hand Luke is directed by Stuart Rosenberg. The way that he frames shots, behind fences, there's always like an object in the foreground blocking our characters, which kind of gives the illusion that they're imprisoned and they're stuck in this bubble. One of the scenes that surprised me was the guys are digging ditches, and then this really attractive blonde starts cleaning a car in front of them, and the guys go nuts for her. And her name's Lucille, and they go nuts. Particularly Dragline, that's like his woman, man. That's his fantasy, and he can't stop thinking about it. That's what they live for, is just to get a glimpse of a female, and an attractive female with, cleaning, like a car wash, and rubbing her breasts against the car and everything. It's just, it shows all that. It just gives you an idea of these guys live in this isolated society now, that they're bad guys, and Luke kind of gives that positivity, like, you guys don't have to, like, play by the rules. There's a lot of gambling in this prison. There's poker. There's other things, but particularly there's a bet that Luke takes where he bets everybody that he can eat 50 eggs. And this is a painful scene. We're talking about full eggs, boiled eggs, 50 of those. Just the way that it was shot and edited, I just thought it was fantastic. Overall, Cool Hand Luke is considered a classic. I can't really go that far yet on my first watch. I think it still holds up. There's a lot of cool themes in here, but it's very much a one-location movie. A lot of dialogue. At times it dragged a little bit. I really enjoyed the ending. Really enjoyed the performances here. Overall, I think this movie has aged well. This new 4K UHD doesn't say anything about the transfer, but the picture quality looks amazing, fantastic, probably the best we're going to get. A lot of the debris was cleaned up. There's still some slight hint of film grain. Colors are well balanced. You really get the feel that you're on set with these actors, and it's quite remarkable how great they look. Dolby Audio, rated GP, so I don't know what GP means. 4K and the Blu-ray together. Though disappointed with special features, there's one documentary and one commentary, so not a whole lot here as far as special features. But overall, I'm going to recommend this release, especially if you're a fan of the film or a fan of Paul Newman. This is definitely one that you have to see. So if you've seen Cool Hand Luke, let me know below in the comments your thoughts on this new 4K and the movie itself. And as always, this has been Return of the Disc. I'm Dan. For more Return of the Disc, visit returnofthedisc.com. Check out the audio version of today's show, available on all major podcast platforms. And be sure to subscribe to the YouTube channel.